everybody, and welcome to the Surface Interval in association with the 2 Minute Foundation. Now, there was a post floating around social media about a while back about why you should date a scuba diver. It had the usual reasons and some kind of odd ones like salty kisses and uneven tans, alright? So I thought I'd take a shot at maybe why you should date a scuba diver, see what I could come up with my kind of odd sense of humour at, some of the reasons why you should date a scuba diver. We're quite good with our hands. Divers tend to be fairly practical and use their hands a lot to communicate, so we're actually quite clear when we're talking. It's rare that we'll actually use like full-on hand signals or anything when we talk, but we do gesture a lot, which can help get a message across, especially in long distance or loud places. So like, see you in 2 minutes. We can be quite clear. We also use our hands to secure our gear, from screwing in valves, tightening straps and tying knots and things. We're pretty handy to fix things and MacGyver fixes to a problem on the fly. Scuba gear is pretty heavy as well, so we're actually pretty good at moving heavy things around. If your partner dives twin 12-litre steel tanks, then they can probably do squats for days. Either that or their back is so delicate now that you have to carry the washing upstairs from now on. But us divers, we're usually fairly handy to have around. Scuba divers tend to have a better mindset for the environment. When we see firsthand what humans are doing to the environment, it kind of changes our overall mindset. So we're more willing to go that extra mile to help out. There are literally teams of divers who go diving to only clean up their local waterways. That's all they do. So the immediate area around a scuba diver is often going to be a bit cleaner just because that scuba diver is nearby. Kind of, I can't promise that, but there is a higher chance at least. We do tend to be quite organised as well. Divers need to plan things through well before the dive, so we'll plan through trips and pack accordingly for every eventuality. Especially when you get to the professional level, we are basically taught to consider everything that could possibly go wrong during a thing in the future well in advance and then prepare accordingly. Now, don't get me wrong, we're still going to forget anniversaries and stuff. There's no way to change that about us, but we will remember to bring like spare parts or like waterproofs in case the weather turns nasty on a picnic. We tend to be pretty good planners. We're good at finding little things, especially little things in kind of large areas or noticing little things. Scuba diving has always had a search and recovery aspect to it, diving under the waves to reach things that normal people can't. We find a lot of interesting things from time to time. I mean, I've lost count the number of times I've noticed a little shiny thing whilst just walking the dogs, because as a diver, we're always looking in reefs for tiny little things, or if it's something, it's shiny, it stands out from the bit of the background, we're going to notice it. There's also a lot of stuff that people have dropped in the water over the years, and in some rare cases, it's actually worth something. As I said earlier, scuba diving has a long history with searching the underwater world and recovering whatever you do find. So we'll often bring back things that are either a piece of history, as long as it's legal, obviously, or something that's tasty to eat. It's fresh, it's local, and it's economically sourced. No ghost gear. We don't go down with any fishing equipment. If anything, we'll remove any ghost gear that we do come across underwater. If you lose something, we're usually the best person to find it again. Scuba diving takes you to some pretty unique places outside of the standard traditional holiday locations. Even in your own country, you'll visit new places, usually around the coast, funnily enough, that you normally wouldn't travel to because why would you go there? But you'll experience a lot of new places, different people. But most of the diving crew around the world are just great. We all love the same thing and look after one another, so we do have a great community and we are pretty good fun to be around. We can be a little bit crude at times, and I'll apologise for that now, but we're usually a nice bunch to be around, and it doesn't matter where you're from, what walk of life, as long as you're on a dive boat, you should have some fun. I mean, the comment section on the internet though, I'll be a little bit careful around some of those, but we are usually a fun and pretty adventurous bunch to be around. A lot of our scuba equipment can actually be really handy around the house. The first one being our compressed gas cylinders. Compressed gas is really, really handy if you're a lazy duster. Connect your regulator and fit a valve to one of your low pressure hoses and just blast away to see how much dust is collected in really hard to reach places and inside electronics. It's also handy to fill your car tires instead of a foot pump, just kicking away at it constantly. Neoprene gloves, they help keep your hands warm whilst washing the car in the colder months. Dry gloves for the dishes, all sorts of stuff. Dry suit undersuits and other warm gear for when it gets cold. We often have pretty powerful torches. I mean, I have a million torches all over my house in different rooms. All of our spools and reels, they're pretty handy for all sorts of reasons. Heck, even lead is pretty handy. If you need something held down to like glue two things together, but you don't have any G-clamps that fit, then lead is fairly heavy, so it's great to kind of pin things down or hold things together. Most of our gear is pretty handy for all sorts of things other than scuba diving, and who doesn't like skin-tight neoprene? Anyway, there were 5 reasons that I could think of why it's good to date a scuba diver, but why do you think it's a good idea? Let's turn the comment section into, I don't know, some kind of Tinder profile full of reasons why people should date scuba divers. Don't forget to check out the 2-Minute Foundation to see how you can help clean up our beaches with their Beach Clean app, and check out our spring store by clicking on the banner underneath this video and use the promo code SURFACE15 to activate our special offer. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.